The music is, of course, Bach's Allegro non compos mentis. You know, as a collaborator, Dr. Lauer was lucky to get work after the war.
Before men learned how to control fire and put it to work, it was man's greatest enemy.
Well, except for Oprah.
In much the same way, your emotions can be your own greatest enemy. Or, under control, your emotions can make you healthier and happier, and improve the lives of people around you.
And roast marshmallows for you.
I think of fire in connection with emotion.
But then, I think about fire a
stirred
lot.
up, when your emotions control your actions, it affects not only yourself, but the people around you. Psychologists find that
as far
control
away
of
from them as
emotion can
possible.
be gained by understanding the stimulus-response pattern. When you have certain experiences, you respond with various emotions. Stimulus-response. Just as this sort of stimulus produces this sort of involuntary muscular response.
Ow!
Well, that's a rather simplified suggestion of a complex mental process, but you get the idea.
I'm a pretty
Cause,
simple guy.
Effect.
Action, reaction, mumbo,
Nature
jumbo,
endows us at birth
if we're lucky.
with three general patterns of emotional response. Rage is the response to the primary stimulus of thwarting, something interfering with our behavior, our action.
Like a ball gag.
Fear is the response to loud noises or loss of support.
Well, that makes sense.
And the emotional response to love is usually the result of a show of affection or favors.
If you know what I mean.
And these seem to be the emotions with which we start life.
And
Then
end
as
it.
we grow up, many everyday things and social situations become associated with these primary stimuli, partly by a process called conditioning. And so many things and people cause us to respond emotionally. And in general, that's good. For there are many factors involved in a personality.
Not that I've got one.
And a balance of emotions is important to a well-rounded personality.
These visual aids help so
When
much.
emotions out of control, well, let's take a look at a slice of everyday life
Let's.
to understand how some stimuli can bring about various emotional responses. What might happen to you, or to me, or to Jeffrey Moore?
Who?
Jeff is an ordinary and healthy and well-balanced young fellow.
Oh, that's
He
it.
usually gets along well with people. And on this particular Friday afternoon, Jeff and his pals are discussing a big triple date tonight.
My dad's gonna let me have that car tonight.
Oh,
the car.
The
That's
car.
super.
The
That sounds
car.
swell, Jeff, but well, I don't know if I'll be able to go. I got quite a headache. Got a headache, huh?
Yeah.
Wuss.
Well, how about letting Jeff, the old soda jerk, fix you up a snappy seltzer? Okay.
Ooh.
Hey,
Ooh.
what the- here goes some jerk.
Asshole.
Okay, Bob, I saw the whole Y stunt. Now, just suppose you clean it up.
So long, you creeps. Board's at a pound.
Wise guy,
I've got a
clean it
date.
up. Yeah, it's right on the floor there. Look at the wash moving. Wise guys, huh?
Why,
I
I
don't pick you up tonight. I got a darn good notion to let you guys walk to the park.
Lousy mugs.
Here. Gee, I don't know.
Why is Jeff angry?
Must be that time of month.
Stimulus that brings on this sudden emotional response of anger or mild rage.
Maybe he's just a dink.
Well, it might be that Jeff feels thwarted as he fails in the fancy trick to impress his pals. So he gets mad at his pals.
They deserve it.
And now it's later than he thought. He tries a shortcut, hurrying to get home.
And falls on a Foley stage.
God, who in the world left that there when I time to water the lawn?
Shortcuts often lead to trouble, and thus loss of emotional control. You've heard haste makes waste. Jeff is frustrated by the sprinkler, but he asked for it.
Jackass.
Of course, Jeff's going to get the car ready for the party tonight. He wouldn't really miss a chance to impress the gang.
Whoa. Whoa.
Starter won't work.
Whoa. Whoa.
Again, his behavior is thwarted, and a habit is being developed.
A habit of failing.
A habit of allowing such things to annoy him. Jeff's losing control of himself. His thinking is becoming muddled, and he's careless in his actions. The madder he gets, the worse it becomes.
I'll alternate you.
Did you ever hear anyone say, "I was so mad I couldn't see straight"? Severe emotional stress often decreases efficiency. See what I mean? And of course it's the fault of the wrench.
Damn
This
straight.
is called projection. He's projecting the blame to the wrench. Well, we've seen Jeff lose control of himself in rage. Let's see how the rest of the family is doing.
Mom's repressing well.
Mother! Mother! Oh, it's
What
wonderful.
is
I
it
love the
now?
dress you made.
Oh, thank you, Joan, dear.
See how the new dress tends to stimulate Joan's love for Mother? This makes both Mother and Joan happier. But how does it affect Jeff? And how does his anger
She never
affect
touches
the
me
others?
that way.
Oh, you're the sweetest, bestest mother a girl ever had.
I'm glad you like the dress, Joan.
Oh, I'm so happy. I could be a model. Or a cover girl.
Yeah,
Hey,
and I'm
what's
Santa
that
Claus.
crazy kid sister.
Oh, Jeff, don't be that way.
Don't go there,
Notice
girlfriend.
how Mother seems to become
What's
angry
that
herself
damn
because
pistol?
of Jeff's anger. Perhaps she shouldn't.
And who
But
wouldn't
anger
be?
is a violent emotion, and we often see an induction of behavior or spread of emotion to other persons, almost like a contagious disease.
Hi, Raj.
Well, hello, Pilgrim.
Hello, Jeff.
Hey, the kid in the act.
Say, what have you got? Well, that's my letter.
That was for Jodie
Give
Foster.
me that.
Let me.
Why,
I got the
you
letter.
dirty little sneak. You gonna give me that letter? You gonna give it to me?
No.
Okay. I'll show you up.
Mother!
You dirty sneaking brother, you gonna give me my letter?
Stop it!
Will you give me that letter? I'll teach you not to open my mail.
I didn't know about him! Stop it!
That's my job.
Drop that coat hanger.
Sometimes rage, fear, and love are aroused together at the same time.
Like last night, at my
Mother's
place.
love of her children and her fear for Roger's safety were mixed with anger, almost rage, at both boys for the part they played in the flare-up.
And the itching.
Of course,
I'm making this all up.
Jeffrey's family didn't realize that he had been exposed to one irritating situation after another. An accumulation of stimuli which brought about an abnormally strong response. And what did this do to Jeff? This sort of uncontrolled emotional outburst? Well, he regrets some of the things he said, but he can't unsay them.
Or can he?
He's tired.
So tired.
That feeling of fatigue may spoil a good time on his date tonight. And if this sort of flare-up is repeated often, it might lead to a permanently warped personality.
Well, it's a little late on that one.
What could Jeff do to keep better control? Well, we say he could, 1, eliminate the stimulus,
And bury the bodies out
2,
back.
modify the stimulus, or 3, modify the response. With these 3 ideas in mind, let's examine Jeff's episode again. To control his emotions, Jeff eliminates the stimulus, the failure to impress his pals, by trying such fancy tricks only when he can do them successfully.
Remember, boy, trying is the first step to failing.
But sometimes the trick fails.
Most of the
There are many
times.
times when you can't eliminate the stimulus. Try to modify the stimulus. Standing off and
hooray!
looking at himself, Jeff realizes that a slip like that won't really hurt his standing with the gang.
He hasn't got any.
Taking it all lightly as a good sport, Jeff impresses the gang a lot more than if he gets angry over such a little thing. It helps to recognize and understand the emotional patterns. Then it's easier to eliminate or modify the stimulus. And there's another, even more valuable way to control your emotions.
Liquor.
Modify the response. Rather than get in the habit of getting angry, Jeff can substitute.
Sublimate.
He can modify his response by seeing the humor in the situation. What good does it do to get angry about this? When Jeff's in the habit of controlling his emotions, his thinking is straighter. Push the button.
Frank.
No starter. Let's see. Pull the light switch. No light. That means something.
This means something.
Reason it out. No horn either. So, must be a dead
Aliens!
topic. That's straight thinking, unmuddled by emotional disturbances.
Spock would
And
be
it's a simple
proud.
thing to call the garage or someone for a push and a recharge. No need to fly off the handle and take it out on the things and the people around.
It's a living.
When he tries to understand his emotions and those of people around him, Jeff has less trouble controlling himself, and he and those around him are happier.
But his brother's still a punk.
The more he exercises control of his emotional behavior, the easier it becomes to meet the next situation without losing control.
Well, how about it? Either the plane or the letter.
Using extortion
And so
instead.
it goes. A happier time all around when emotions are under control.
Hey, Raj, how about you help me get the car pushed out of the garage so we can get it started and fixed up for tonight? You know,
We've got a girl for
car's
you.
running. I can drop you off the movies tonight before I go out.
What do you say,
Yes,
little fella?
by a better understanding of the emotional patterns of everyday life, and by knowing how you respond to various stimuli, you can develop better control by eliminating the stimulus, or by modifying the stimulus,
Swallow that anger.
or by modifying the response. You can control the fire of your emotions. You can balance your emotions and use them so that your personality becomes more pleasant. And you and those around you are a great deal happier and healthier.
And remember, if you must feel an emotion, do so only under strict medical supervision.